Today we are making sun prints. You will need a special type of paper that is sun sensitive and chemically treated. It will be blue in color, but you want to make sure to not expose it to the sun or light in general until you're ready for your print. You'll also want some objects to print. Now this may be paper clips, those make a neat shape, bobby pins, hair clips, buttons, feather, or maybe a flower. It's up to you. You will also want to have a very shallow tray of water on hand. It just has to be deep enough to submerge a piece of paper. A little background. A sun print is also called a cyanotype, cyan meaning blue. It's a very old printing process that involves using a chemically treated piece of paper, putting an object or item on top, and exposing it to the sun, like buttons in this case. The sun will create a negative image around that item or items, and then the paper gets immersed in water to set the image. The sun-exposed parts will turn blue, while the space where the image was will be white, like so. Fun fact, this is also how the first blueprints were made, and why they were called blueprints. Because the paper we have provided is sensitive to the sun, I encourage you to keep it in an envelope or otherwise out of the light. Once you have decided what item you want to make a sun print of, go ahead and lay it out on your photosensitive paper. I do encourage you to put that paper on something that is easy to lift up and transport. Now, if you're using something like this flower that doesn't lay exactly flat, you can either use a push pin or something to maybe hold down that area that is not quite so flat. Or if you have a spare piece of plexiglass or see-through material, like from a picture frame, you can lay that on top as well. It's just to keep it from blowing away and to maximize the shape. Now you can lay out common household items to make a pattern or shapes. You have unlimited options, but I do want to show you a couple things that can go wrong. Now in this case, I laid out some buttons trying to make a tree effect, hoping that when I took them all off, they would become white. And it did work to an extent, but I left it in the sun too long. And even though there was a ghost of an image after I took the buttons off, after submerging it in water, there's not much there. So if you think, oh, I'll just leave it on as long as possible in the sun, don't do that. Just as soon as you see the blue turn, that light shade of blue, the very pale shade, it's done. Bring it in. But not every mistake has to be bad. This one I also overexposed. I left it in the sun too long. Now, most of the time, 2 minutes is a good time, but if the sun is directly overhead, it's very sunny, it will probably be ready to go much sooner than 2 minutes. So you just have to keep an eye on it until it is light blue. In this case, where I waited too long, you'll see this feather doesn't even show, but this one leaves a little ghost of a memory, and it's kind of pretty in its own way, even if it wasn't what we were going for. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. The reveal. Ah! Cute. Now we are going to soak them in water and turn off the light. And come back. Once you have made your sun print, it is up to you as to what to do with it. You might frame it if you find it particularly eye-catching. You could make it into a nice card, or just write a note to a friend or to yourself, paste it in a journal. Pick up your grab-and-go craft kit at the Makachek, Schlafly, or Cabanne locations.